Today our topic is requirement analysis and specification. We all know that requirement analysis and specification is the second phase of the SDLC model. So what is requirement analysis and specification? That is, what is the requirements? These are three phases, as we have already discussed. That first one is requirement gathering, second one is requirement analysis, and third one is requirement specification. Okay, one more thing. If you want to see the previous classes, you can see the previous videos of this channel. Okay, so what is these things? Requirement gathering, analysis, and specification. Now these are the three main stages of our requirement analysis and specification phase. But who are doing this requirement analysis specification? We know that development team, different development teams are hired to make different phases of our SDLC model. So the people or the development team who do this requirement analysis and specification, that is these three phases, that whole team is known as system analysts. That is system analyst. Okay, they are known as system analysts. What they do? They do this kind of gathering, analysis, and specification. Now what they do in here? First of all, they are gathering the information. In requirement gathering phase, what they do? Basically, they first gather the information for our first phase, from interviewing or from discussing with the customer, going to the different sites, gathering information. That is our requirement gathering. Okay, that is gathering. Gathering here, what they do? They just get the information by interviewing or maybe some meetings or discussions, meet, discuss, like this. Okay, now what is in specification? That is, next one is analysis. What they do in analysis? Analysis, what they do? After getting the information, they see that what things we need to be incorporated in our particular system. That is, what resources we need, what are the main basic requirements are there, what things the customer needs, and what resources, what kind of budget, the economic feasibility, everything is seen within this particular thing. That is our analysis phase. Then after that, that is our specification phase, requirement specification. Okay. Mainly what happens in these two phases, gathering is okay. Then what happens in analysis? One more thing, what the system analysts do, what they do, they remove all the inconsistencies. That is inconsistencies. Okay, the irregularities and make the whole thing complete. That is, the incompleteness is also, they make this complete. The irregularities, the inconsistencies, all things which are, suppose some redundant data is there, some irrelevant data is there. So what they do? They first of all remove this kind of things. Maybe suppose you are giving the requirement as a customer. When you are giving the requirement, you are not a technical person. You are not so technical that you are giving the whole things like this thing, that thing. You are just giving the requirement as according to you. But what a technical team they will do, they will just remove all the ambiguities. That these things are needed for our technical requirement and these are irrelevant. That is, it is not needed for this particular time. What resources, what kind of resources are needed for that one? Our budget, everything that is been specified with the help of this particular whatever things are there. After removing these things, they are getting that one. Okay, so these kind of things are removed in this analysis phase. Whatever they are analyzing, they are removing all these things. How they will remove these things? They will remove this by further discussions. Suppose they are finding some irregularities, but they cannot remove it at first sight. They will be again having some discussion with the customer, further discussion. With that further discussion, what they will do, they will remove those things. Now a fresh and a particular things what are needed, that is with the team. Now what they will do the specification. What is that specification? What we will do that time? Here they will make a SRS document. This is the main thing which is done in this requirement analysis and specification phase. Okay, now what is this SRS document? These are all the requirements which you have gathered and the fresh requirement after removing everything, whatever you have got, that thing is written in this SRS document. This is the main backbone of your project. By seeing this project, not only your development team, your maintenance team, your designing team, every person will be just going through this SRS document. So this is the basic work what the specification team, that is the requirement specification team, your system analyst will do. That is SRS. What is this one? Software requirement specification. Okay, now what is within this SRS documents? SRS document, what they do here, they just make here three things, mainly three basic things are noted here. What are those things? First one is functional requirement. What are the functional requirement of your system? Second one, non-functional requirement. Non-functional requirement. And third one, goal of implementation. Goal of implementation. Okay, so these are basically the three things which are mainly in the requirement analysis and specification phase, which are given in this SRS document. Okay, now what are these things? What are functional, non-functional requirement, goal of implementation? What are these things? We will go one by one. So first one is functional requirements. What are functional requirements? Functional requirements are basically what we do here. Suppose you are having a high level function. Here we are working with a high level function. What it will do? It will be taking an input from you, from the user. Maybe it will be one, it have one input, or maybe some more inputs, n number of inputs. They are getting that inputs. What are that this thing is doing? This high level function, it is this processing that input and it is producing a output, particular output. So this is our high level function, that is high level function fi. Okay, this is our high level function. Now what is going on? This is our input. Suppose I1, oh, this is going there, I2, like this, In. These are our input. Okay, now what is happening? In this high level function, what is happening? It is going on for some processing. Some processing is done here in this particular high level function. It is changing, or it is transforming these inputs to their respective outputs. Suppose this is O1, O2, ... and it is On. That is your outputs. So basically what is the function here? Functional requirements are those things, those particular requirements which have these particular things. That is a high level function which will have some input given by you, maybe one input, maybe n number of inputs, and what it will do, it will transform those inputs to a particular output. Then so this is the basically what things are there. They are only functional. What are the functions of your system? Mainly what your system is going to do. Those functions are only given here. Okay, what your system, mainly basically what your system is going to do. The input, the output, and what things are going on within this high level function. Basically this is the main thing, high level function. what kind of function you are giving. The transformation function, this is the main thing here. So these things are known as the functional requirement. Okay, now we will again describe what is, I will describe you what is that these functional requirements are. Okay, now second thing is non-functional requirements. Okay, non-functional requirements, what are those things? Non-functional requirements. Non-functional requirements are those requirements which cannot be processed as functional requirements. Then what are these things? These cannot be processed. What are here? If I am showing you how my system is working, that is the function of my system. But when I cannot just express anything, that is how I am going to maintain my system. That is non-functional. That is not regarded as your function. What is the function of your system? That is okay. You know that one. That is a functional requirement. But apart from that, suppose the usability. What is the use of your particular system? Portability. How your system is going to be adapting to different environment, or how it is going to adapt for a particular, again a new update. How it is going to adapt. So this is the portability of your particular system, or the maintainability after delivering your particular software, how your software is going to just maintain, how you are going to maintain your software. So these things, that is maintainability, okay. Second one is usability, and third one is portability, or your adaptation, how your system is going to be adapted. So these kind of things are going to be in your non-functional requirement. It doesn't have anything to do with your function. Function is what? Giving in input, it is transforming you, it is doing some function and giving you the particular output. But non-functional means it have nothing to do with my function of my system. It will not hamper any kind of thing with my particular function. But the non-functional things which are going, they are also part of your software. You have to maintain your software. Your software should be reliable, it should be portable, as well as the usability of your system should be, your software should be there also. So these kind of things, they are been given, set up in the non-functional requirement. It is put in the non-functional branch of your SRS document. And third one, what is the third one? That is goal of implementation. What kind of thing comes under this thing? That is goal of implementation. Okay, in goal of implementation, what kind of thing comes? Here, those things are, those requirements are given here under this goal of implementation, which are not needed instantly. That is, in this time, immediately this requirement is not needed. Okay, then what kind of things are there? What things can be here? Reusability. Suppose reusability, if your system is going to be reused, suppose your code is going to be reused, or suppose maybe modification, some kind of modification is done to your system. This can be also there. That is, if your system, the customer needs that maybe my system is updated to a later version, some more updates are going to be in my system. So these kind of things are done, which are supported for the future. These things, whatever things which are supported for the future, okay, means supported for future use. These kind of things are stated here, noted here under this goal of implementation, not for this immediate purpose. These are the things that my goal which I will be implementing in my future use. Maybe some codes, maybe the whatever modification if I am going to do, the reusability of my system, how I am going to reuse my system, the codes as we have already seen our RAD model. So these things are going to be within this particular thing. Okay, now how we are going to get these things? Functional requirement, this is the basic thing, that is our functional requirement. Other things, this is for the future, and the non-functional requirements is for modification, it's for different maintainability, different things. But main thing is our functional requirement. Now we will study about functional requirements. Okay, different things about functional requirements. So what are these things? First of all, the question comes that how we are getting these functional requirements. So mainly what happens, these functional requirements are identified from some conceptual manner that suppose some documents, some informal documents are there by which you have taken the interview, you have different documents, some informal documents which will give you idea of different requirements. Okay, you can get those requirements from your informal documents. Then second, what? Second, different customers have different uses. That is, different customers, they will have different uses. Maybe your software have the same work, but different customer have different uses. Suppose you have a library management system. So the person who is doing work with your, basically they are doing work with your accounts department. So what kind of fine you are giving, the books which are returned in at time or which are not returned, fine management, or if you are paying anything, you are taking any book, you are paying anything, or the salaries of the different library persons, everything. These particular things are within the account department. Second thing, what? Someone is dealing with the student department also, that what kind of book they are taking, what book they are returning, this thing, this data, particular student data, they are how they are taking on, when they are taking the membership, when they are cancelling the membership, everything is within that one. And third thing is what? Somebody is dealing with the book details also. So different users, as we can see, different users have different scenarios. So you have to see those particular things, that my software is library management system, it is doing the same work, that is, it's dealing with the books only, but different customers, your different people, they will have different perspectives, but what thing they want from your particular software. So by these things, what you are getting these functional requirements, how my system is going to function. So for different purpose, different user. And third thing which you have to see, that is some meaningful work. You have to see that your system should do some meaningful work for your user. That is the main thing. That I have made the system, I have made the software, but I have to see that thing, that whatever my system is, whatever my software is, it will do some meaningful work for the particular customer who is coming in front of me. So basically these things are the things which the development team keeps in mind when they are dealing with the functional requirement. From these things they get this functional requirement. Whatever they do, they just remove those ambiguities, everything, and they just put this up under the functional requirement phase. Okay, now what we have to see, what is the functional requirement, what kind of thing. We have already seen that how processing is done. Now let's take the example of first example, that is your library management system. Okay, library management system. Here we will see how our functional requirement works. Then first of all, what thing we have seen? We have seen about the high level function. This is our high level function. Here F1 is our high level function, as we have already seen. So in this case, what will be F1? Suppose I am searching a book, that book I am writing some author's name, I am finding it with some author's name. So this is my high level function. Okay, that is what is, I am searching a book with a author's name, particular author's name. Now what will be my input? Input will be, I will ask for this thing, that is input. Author's name is what? This is my function. Then takes the author's name. Here it will take the input as author's name. I will give the author's name or the subject, whatever. This is my function. This is working. This is processing. Processing is also this thing. What they will do, this function will change this author's name to output. How I will get my particular output? Output is what? My required book. How I will get this required book? This will process my author's name to what? To that particular book. First thing, the name of the book or the location of the book, that is, and other details of my book. So these things when are processed, I will get my particular output. Done. So this is the high level function. What is going on here? I am giving the input as my author's name. So this is my input which is going there as my author's name. Then what is happening? My high level function is doing a processing. What processing? It is changing that author's name to three things: name of the book, location where the book is kept, or rack number what is there, and third, the details. What are the details of that book? What is the number of serial number of that book? Everything, different things which are given at the time of searching any book. These things will do what? Give me the required output. That is, required output is that what book I need, that thing. So this is what is happening within this F1 function. So we can see how this processing is going on. This processing is our high level processing, high level function. So this is a functional requirement. What is functional requirement? How your input, that is simple author's name you are giving. I need the book of this author. But this processing is your thing. That will be your function of your software. What it will do? It will process the whole author's name to different location, details, everything of the book, and give you the required book. That means what? My software is okay. It is giving me the required result. So this is the thing. Now we know that how this is functioning, how functional requirement, whatever thing, how we will be just setting this functional requirement, what requirement or whatever thing, how it is functioning. Now how we will put that one, how we'll write that one in our the main structured type, how we are going to write that one. Okay, so for this we are taking a simple example again. Suppose the ATM. Okay, everyone we know that one, how the ATM works. So here let's see how we will write that one. So first one, your requirement 1.1, requirement 1.2, and requirement 1.3. Then so first we have to see many things: the account number, your whatever money you are going to get, everything that will be written here, type of account, everything, you know, whatever data you need for going to an ATM. Okay, then first one is select. This is how we are going to make the SRS document for functional requirements. Okay, select money withdrawal option. This is what our processing will be. Select money withdrawal option. Now for this purpose, what will be the input? Input will be what we do. We will just select this one, money withdrawal. We will select this one. This is our input. We will input what? I need to withdraw my money. Okay. What will be the output from ATM? That is account type. What is your account type? Then second one is select account type. This is my requirement, first requirement. Second requirement is select account type. Now what will be my input for this particular thing? I will give my account type. What is my account type? Okay, fixed account or whatever thing, your savings account, anything. Then after that, what will be the output? It will ask for your money, how much money you need, the amount, money amount. Okay, withdrawal amount. It will ask about that one. Maybe the range, which range is there, particular range. So this will be your output. Then now third function is what? Amount withdrawal. Here it will be amount withdrawal. For this, what will be the input? Input will be the amount which you want to withdraw. You will give that amount. What will be the output? Output will be, it will give you the required amount as well as a slip, that is a receipt of the amount which have been taken by you. So this is the procedure how we write our requirement, functional requirement in our SRS document. What things are needed here? First of all, your requirement, you are just going to break your requirement one by one. First thing, that is my R1.1, that is my first requirement, that is selecting money withdrawal option. I am going to select my money withdrawal option. After that, input will be money withdrawal option that you are going to take. When you are going for this one, output will be from ATM. What output will come? It will process something. It will give your account type. What kind of account you have. Then second thing, select account type. My requirement is now I have to select the account type. I will give my account type in input. It will process and ask for again third thing, that is your withdrawal amount. What kind of amount you want? The range, whatever range is there, if any range is fixed there. Third requirement, amount withdrawal. Now I have to withdraw my amount. What is there? Input is amount and output is your amount is given to you by the ATM and a receipt is given to you by the ATM. So this is whole thing, how we write the functional requirement. This is the procedure how we write the functional requirement in our SRS document. These step-by-step processes are written. In library management system also, whatever we have seen about the book, different books, the author name, how the book is, what we are giving the author name, then it is taking the author name, then it is giving you the details of the book. By the details of the book, you are going to search the book, and when you are getting the book, then again what will happen? You will have the book as well as the particular receipt that is so and so day you have to return the book. Then your membership number, everything. So these kind of things are written in your functional requirement. You need the requirement, whatever requirement, the input, output, and these things are needed, and this is what the requirement is. This requirement is going to be processed in your high level function. How you are going to know that what will be my FI? This will be my particular FI that is going to be processed. Okay, this will process money withdrawal, this thing is going to process, that will process you this particular output. That okay, I have got this input for this particular. So this is the basic thing. Now when I have written my SRS document and non-functional requirement, you know that how you are going to maintain your system, whatever things are you are going to get, so step by step you are going to write that one. Main thing is the writing of this functional requirement is the main thing which we are going to do here. But non-functional requirement, goals of implementation is also step by step you can write. Now the main thing again it is the what are the characteristics of a good SRS document. Main characteristics of our SRS document. Good SRS document. Okay, good SRS. What would be the characteristics? Why we have some good, for a good SRS document, we have to see that these characters should be implemented there, so that I have already told you that your SRS document is not for only a written document. It is going to be a further document for those who are going to develop your particular software, because this is the second phase. Now designing phase, coding phase, testing phase, and your maintenance phase is there. So every phase they will need this particular document to know the basic requirement of your customer. In a spiral model or RAD model, everywhere we have seen that the customer interaction is very necessary there. Okay, so when your customer requirement is necessary, your interaction is necessary, obviously your customer requirements is also necessary. So this SRS is main there. Now first one is, my SRS should be concise. Okay, that is, my SRS should not be so huge. It should be basic. It had the basic data, and it should have some data like that my whatever data is there, everyone can easily understand that one. It should be concise, very very nicely written. Okay, not in a very typical language. It should be in a concise language that so that everybody can easily understand your particular SRS document. Okay, second one is, it should be structured. What is structured? Your SRS document should be not be unstructured. It should be structured, so that if further any implementation or any modification is done, this SRS is going to be the main specification document of your main backbone of your software. Now if suppose for further, if some updation is going to be implemented in your software, at that time this SRS is the main thing. This is the helpful hand which you are going to get to implement those modifications, where the coding you can change, where the designing you can change. You are not going to make, again you are not going to develop a new system. No, what the customer will ask to you, not make again to a new system. They will ask you that please implement these things, modify these things, or implement these new features in my particular software. At that time, if your particular SRS is structured, you can easily go through that SRS and you can easily modify your system, okay, your software. It will be very good for your budget, and as well as it is not going to be time consuming. In a very short period of time, you can give a basic thing, or you can give the main thing which are required by your customer. Modification can be done or updation can be done. So your SRS should be very structured. Okay, third thing is what? Black box. That is black box view. It should be off the black box view. What is black box view? We will see what is black box testing in our other classes in testing phase. Okay, now basic what is the black box view? That is, black box view means what? Only this is suppose your software, and here what is your how your software is going to work, how software is working. This is what is within your box. That is your internal assessment, internal things what are within your software. But here it will be only the black box view. What is that? How my software is working? No. What thing I am implementing? No. Only the things my software is going to do these things. These functions are going to, my software's functions are going to be there. Only what working, what things are, what my software is going to do. What my software is going to do. Only what thing my software is going to do. How it is going to do, it's not important. It is not given in the SRS document. It should be concise, very concise, that whatever my software is going to do, that is only written there. I am giving the input, these are the functions done by the software, and output. But how this this processing is going to be done, what resources are used, how I am developing that software, everything is not given here. Then, so it will have only the black box view. Second is, fourth is conceptual integrity. Conceptual, okay, integrity. That is integrity. That is how my whatever things I am giving, the reader should know, the readers can easily understand whatever things is there. The concept should be clear. Okay, only one concept should be there. Whatever thing your software is going to, I am giving different concepts. No, a particular concept should be there, that my software is going to do this thing. Why? So that every developing thing, every development worker who is going to work on your software, they can easily understand what is the main concept of your software. Very clear, very concise, very clear. Because this SRS document is going to be given to every development people. Okay, so everyone can easily understand. Not every person is not equally intelligent, or they are not equally skilled. So every person can easily understand your particular concept. This is my concept. The concept should be very clear, so that this can help everyone, every people. Okay, and last one is verifiable. That is, they can verify that one, that whatever thing my customer wants, whatever thing my customer needs from this software, yes, my software will help that purpose or will solve that purpose. So your particular SRS document should be verifiable, that it is verified, that whatever thing you have to see that one, that whatever thing your customer needs, and everything, after doing everything, every design, everything, that yes, my software is giving solving that purpose. So these are the basic things which should be in your a good SRS document. If these are there in your SRS document, then you know, yes, my SRS document is going to help the other development people, as well as who are going to, if further modification is done, at that time also this will be sufficient for doing any kind of modification. Now, if I am not using a SRS document, why we are using this one. If I am not using this SRS document, what will happen? Now let's see. What are the things, what are the problems which are faced if you are not using a particular SRS document? Okay, we have seen that these are the particular characteristics which are for a good SRS document. We are not following this one, we will not get a now what are the problems faced? Okay, problems if we not problems of not using SRS. What problems will be faced? So first thing, the system which the whatever customer needs, okay, what thing the customer needs, your customer needs are not specified. Needs are not specified. Okay, specified. That is, every time, every model does not have this customer interaction. Every model, we have seen that in classical waterfall model or iterative waterfall model, their customer interaction is not there. So every time you cannot just call your customer and ask again and again. You are going to ask, okay, what is your requirement? Yes, please you just tell me again. No. So if you have the SRS, then you can easily have the things that what my customer needs. You can easily go through that one and you can easily know that one, because the requirement analysis team is talking with the customer, they are having the discussion, everything. But it is not needed that all the team are not getting that customer interaction. So if the SRS is with them, they can easily, it is helpful that easily they can gather the information that what my customer basically needs. So this thing is main thing. Second, the developers, okay, the development team also needs to know. The development team needs to know that what are within. I have already told you that the different development teams, they also need a particular documents for their further processing or development. For their purpose also you need a SRS document. Then because if in the designing phase they need to know, they have some confusion, they have some technical confusion, anything, so they also need that SRS document. Okay, so the different development teams also need this document. If they are not having this document, then they will face some problems regarding the basic, that is the functional, non-functional requirement, goals of implementation. They will obviously they need that one. And third one is your maintenance team. Okay, maintenance team, they also need this one. That is, after your system have been developed, when I have already told you that they are going to maintain your system. If any error comes, any fault, or maybe some updation, maybe some modification, if this kind of things are going to happen in the future, then at that time, for a very specific purpose, they are going to need this SRS document. If they have this document, then they can easily see, acha, these things are there and we can easily do this one. Okay, we can correct this one. We can correct the failure. If failure is there, we can correct that one. If error are there, we can correct that one. If we want some modification, we can easily modify. Or if we want to update, updation, that is our next level or next version, whatever, we can easily update that one. That is usability, adaptability, reusability of your codes. Everything can be easily done without a time consuming manner. Okay, in a very instant time you can get this all things. So basically why we need this SRS document, that is, it should be very concise and it have all the requirements of your customer. When your customer, whatever the customer needs, it is documented and it is written in a structured manner, then not only the starting that is the requirement analyst, that is system analyst, but all the other development teams as well as the maintenance team, they are having a helping hand with them, so that they can easily get the main features which are going to be implemented in the system. And last, we will get a good system. You will get a reliable system and a efficient system as according to the need of your customers. Okay, done. So these are the basic things which we are going through. Now in next class we will see some new topics. Okay, so if you like my channel, you can like and subscribe my channel. And if you have any queries regarding this topic or regarding any technical topic of CSIT, of course, so if you have any queries, then you can easily write that to your comment section. Okay, I will answer your questions. Bye. Thank you.